Attention Proto Throttle users. If you've ever wanted to have your throttle fit more comfortably in your hand and change the batteries without removing the throttle's case, now you can. Introducing the Narrow Throttle, a new product developed by Scott Thornton that reduces the size of the Proto Throttle by over 25%. Log on to narrowthrottle.square.site to learn more. That's narrowthrottle.square.site. Enjoy more comfort and never have to open the case again. Meet me in St. Louis for the largest annual RPM event in the U.S., July 23rd through the 25th. For more info, head to stlrpm.com. We're giving away a hard-sided storage and transport case from modeltrainbox.com. Subscribe to ATLP Extra by July 9th for your chance to win at atlpextra.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Around the Layout, where model railroaders come to tell their story. My name is Ray Arnott. So glad you could join us. It's a fifth Monday, but I wanted to drop into your RSS feed with a little bit of news and notes of what's going on at Around the Layout podcast. And joining me to go through the news is our executive producer, Paul Cassar. Paul, good to see you.
Hey, Ray, good to see you as well. And nice to be able to catch up and let everybody know what's happening.
There's a lot happening here at Around the Layout podcast, and we talk about these seasons of model railroading where summer's supposed to be the lull, but it just seems to be speeding up as we go through the summer here in the U.S. And, well, it's winter for you down in Australia, but nonetheless, I think that's your hot model railroading season, wouldn't you say? That's
correct, but I'd have to say that I don't really see a real change anymore. People seem to be involved all year round. I do notice on some of the sites slow down a little bit in the US summer, but not a great deal like it used to. I think everybody's still out there, maybe during the day enjoying the summer, and then at night and on weekends still doing their modeling. So yeah, it's still pretty good.
It is a year-round hobby, and I can tell you that things are going to get really busy here at Around the Layout podcast, and personally for myself, a bit of travel. So we'll roll into it and talk about some of the news that's going on. And first on my mind as we head towards July is the end of July starts a real busy streak of a couple weekends. And that kicks off with the St. Louis RPM, July 23rd through the 25th in Collinsville, Illinois, the largest annual RPM in the country. And perhaps the world. I mean, I don't know if there's anything bigger than the St. Louis RPM anywhere. Maybe Sydney RPM gets there someday.
Maybe
the way Justin keeps working at it, it could turn into it. But one thing that I know that the St. Louis RPM and now with the Sydney RPM, one cue that Justin picked up from there was the learning stations, and I know that was a very popular thing at the Sydney RPM.
Yeah, it certainly was an excellent experience and some great modelers there with Steve Pettit, Gary Rooming, Aaron were there, Dave North, quite a number of known good modelers who were running. Darren Lee was doing the airbrushing. It was fantastic. It was great to see those learning stations. And I think the advantage of RPMs above exhibitions is where modelers meet modelers. It's where people have experience or some experience and want to learn more and want to take their modeling to a high level. And I believe that the RPMs are the way to go. And with St. Louis coming up in a few weeks, there's a few operating crew members from Australia who are heading over there. So there's Jeff Cosgrove, Darren Lee, Aaron Stinson going across, Marty Jenkins, Tyler is going. So and you're going to meet all up with all those. So it's great to see so many people heading over. And as you know, I'm hoping to go over in 2028 to see the RPM as well. So it's certainly a popular event.
Absolutely is. And it's great to see the Australians joining us in St. Louis for this event. And with these learning stations at the St. Louis RPM, it's just one of the stops that our good friends Tony Sissons, Butch Eiler, and Dave Opedisano attend and put on their learning stations. And I love sitting down with them and watching them work and then have them teach you what they're doing. And you pull out a model and work side by side with them and learn the techniques firsthand. It's just something a YouTube video can't provide, is that instant feedback.
Exactly right. And I like the idea of, say, going to St. Louis, buying a car from Spring Creek, taking it to one of those clinics and, weathering it, because that's the best kind of feedback you can get, is doing some weathering, learning from what I call the experts, and taking that back home with you, and then being able to continue down that track. I think that the advantage of, I'm a pretty keen weatherer, but it's good to see different people use different styles, because there's no one style for weathering, and you don't want one style. You want to be able to have inconsistent weathering on your cars, not consistent. So, to see Butch or Tony Sissons and the like would be, a real experience.
And what's really cool about these three gentlemen and what they're doing is they're supplying you with all the materials. You don't have to really bring anything. It's good to bring your own car if you can. But I've even seen them help younger folks out who don't have a piece of rolling stock to get started on. They've gifted them a piece of rolling stock. And here at Around the Layout podcast, I want to do something to help support that. So what we have done, I created a t-shirt, the Tony Sissons Are You a Modeler t-shirt. And I pledged if we were going to sell that shirt that it would help that cause. So $10 of every shirt sold of the Tony Sissons Are You a Modeler t-shirt, available at aroundthelayout.com/shop, goes to their efforts to buy more modeling materials or boxcars or whichever way they choose, and decide to replenish their supply so they can keep these learning stations going. Because it's not only St. Louis, they're doing it at the Colorado RPM. They're doing it at the New England RPM, the Mid-Atlantic RPM. They go to Benton. They go all over the place, but, on a huge RPM tour every year, and they're doing it in so many places. And I want to be able to help them out and just keep that whole thing going. So
great initiative, Ray. And I know that T-shirt's quite popular among operating crew, at least. It's a good cause. It's materials aren't cheap. They're happily using their own paints and the like to run these clinics. So any assistance would be great.
So definitely check that out at aroundthelayout.com/shop. Order your shirt there. And there's also a wide selection of Around the Layout podcast shirts available in the store. Show your pride in the podcast by purchasing a shirt, aroundthelayout.com/shop. Those are printed direct to garment. And I don't have a massive box of t-shirts and coffee mugs or anything else here in the studio. Those are all printed and shipped directly from the vendor, shipped worldwide as well. And Paul, I know you've ordered from the store and got some pretty prompt response from them as well.
That's correct. I've ordered a number of ATLP shirts, and they arrive 1 or 2 weeks. It's a really good service that they provide.
So we talked about St. Louis. I come back home, I work for a few days, and then I jump back on a jet and head to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the National Train Show at the 2026 NMRA National Convention. On Thursday, taking the Somerville Steam Special, thanks to our good friends at scaletrains.com. And I know you mentioned a bunch of Australians that are visiting. They're going to jump from St. Louis over to the National Train Show and the NMRA National Convention. They're doing 2 events in one with their trip over here to the United States. So it'd be great to see them and take the train ride with them as well.
Yeah, I know they're looking forward to it. Quite excited for the fact that they're going on the train and then to the National Convention. So they come a long way. They're traveling, flying probably close to 20-odd hours out of Sydney. So it's a big commitment, but I'm sure they'll have a great time.
Well, they're certainly making the most of their trip over here. And I will be not only on that train on Thursday, I will also be at the National Train Show Friday through Sunday. I'll be appearing at the Spring Creek Model Trains booth, hanging out with them, greeting folks as they come to the Spring Creek Model Trains booth to check out all the selection of products that they'll be bringing with them. We just had Mike Zucker on the show. If you missed that show, go back and listen to that. We talk a bit about the National Train Show and all the logistics that go into getting all this stuff moved across the country.
Yep.
Pretty fascinating stuff. But I'll be there and greeting people at the National Train Show.
It's going to be a great event as well, no doubt.
The other thing I wanted to bring everybody up to speed with, I love giveaways. I love just giving stuff away and being a part of that, and the opportunities that all of our fantastic sponsors have given us to make winners out of the folks who support Around the Layout podcast. Let's talk about these giveaways, and the ones that you're going to have to act quickest on go first. The first one is a giveaway for our operating crew end scalers. It's an Exact Rail PS2 CD 4427 covered hopper. It's the Rock Island 13200. It's a sold out item at scaletrains.com, and it was provided to us by the fine folks at Spring Creek Model Trains. There's some steps you have to follow to sign up for this July 3rd giveaway, but that all starts with becoming an operating crew member at aroundthelayout.com/crew. Once you get in there, you'll be able to see the sign up information inside Patreon on how to complete that so that you can sign up for that giveaway. Act quickly because, again, July 3rd will be here before you know it. We're also giving away a hard-sided storage and transport case from our friends at modeltrainbox.com. Sign up for ATLP Extra, our free monthly newsletter, by July 9th to be eligible. The winner will be announced in the July issue of ATLP Extra on July 10th. And Paul, I know you actually own one of these hard-sided cases. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, I do. I purchased one last year in preparation for Sydney's RPM, so I could take a number of cars and locomotives in a well secure box. And they're just a great quality hard case with the foam inserts. So you can put in locomotives, and it holds quite a few. I would say probably all up, you could easily put 10 locomotives and a number of cars. And because it's a hard case and it's lockable, I feel it's more secure and safe and great for transportation.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, that's a great case. We use the cardboard version to transport the North American contingent to the Sydney RPM. If it can get the model safely from the United States to Australia, it will get it from your house to your club or your exhibition safely as well. Check them out at modeltrainbox.com and sign up for the newsletter again at atlpextra.com. If you're already subscribed to ATLP Extra, you're already registered to win. Paul, Christmas in July is actually a thing in Australia, isn't it?
That's correct. Because our Christmas is in summer. So, it's quite hot. People go to the beach. You know what it's like in summer. So we don't get to experience the cold winter with, a lot of people don't even have roast at Christmas because it's too hot. They'll have salads and seafood and the like. So we have this tradition that in July, a lot of people will and restaurants and the like will have a Christmas in July where everything's set up for Christmas, the roasts, the whole lot, and you have like a mini Christmas.
Well, excellent. Well, we're going to take that tradition, bring it over here with our Christmas in July giveaway, July 16th through the 19th, and we'll be doing that live on our YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/@aroundthelayout, and we'll provide all the links in our show notes, aroundthelayout.com/247. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing. 4 nights of giveaways. On Thursday night, we'll be giving away an Athearn HO scale Galveston Wharfs 50-foot FMC 5347 offset double door boxcar. Then on Friday night, the prize is an Athearn HO scale CP rail 52-foot mill gondola. Then we'll head back to the IPD cars on Saturday night, and that'll be an Athearn HO scale East St. Louis Junction 50-foot FMC 5347 offset double door boxcar. Then on Sunday, we'll close out the giveaway with an Athearn HO scale McLeod River Railroad SD38 with DCC sound. Again, these are all from our good friends at Athearn. And yeah, we're gonna give away 4 awesome prizes in 4 nights and have a lot of fun with this and have a little Christmas in July.
That's kudos to Athearn for donating those cars and locomotive.
Yeah, Athearn's been a great supporter of Around the Layout podcast. We certainly appreciate their support with this giveaway. Just want to go through a little bit of housekeeping here. Become an operating crew member on or before July 15th to be eligible for all 4 nights. You must be a member in good standing on the day before each drawing to be eligible. So, for example, if you want to be eligible for all 4 nights, again, be a member by July 15th. If you sign up on the 16th, you're eligible for the 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you sign up on the 18th, you're eligible for the 19th. You get the idea. Operating crew benefits. Let's talk about this, Paul, because you've been an operating crew member almost since the beginning. And,
That's correct.
Obviously you're the executive producer here too, but you've been an operating crew member for quite a few years now. And some of the benefits that are associated with being an operating crew member, including an exclusive sticker each year. You've got a collection of the operating crew stickers, don't you? You also get a 5% discount at macrailproducts.com. You also get a 10% discount at klondike.com. That's all those awesome modules that are built in diorama bases, etc., that are made by Klondike. You get a 10% discount at scalesigns.com, which has signs from around the globe. I know there's Australian signs, and I know he's doing some Canadian signs, of course, US signs, etc. So great product. Check them out, scalesigns.com. You get a 10% discount at Oak Hill Model Railroad Track Supply at ohrtracksupply.com. He's got some new products coming along. Most detailed track on the planet is ohrtracksupply.com. You get a discount to Spring Creek Model Trains when you sign up. 2 operating crew chats each week. And I'll tell you what, I think if we could, all these other benefits are amazing, but let's just talk about those operating crew chats. It's been some really amazing conversations.
That's the highlight of my week, really. For me, it's a Tuesday night in USA and Wednesday morning for myself, where we have an operating crew chat, which is basically Northern Hemisphere. And then on the early Thursday morning, US, and Thursday evening here in Australia, we have more international based, where a lot of Aussies, we have a couple from the UK join the chat, and it's a modelling chat. We chat about modelling, help each other out where someone's having any problems or wants any feedback. I really enjoy both those, and I think they're 2 of the key benefits of being an operating crew member. And of course, yourself, Ray, and myself are both trying to attend both those operating crew meetings, chats, and they're really beneficial, and you become friends, and there's a good group of people who turn up regularly for those chats.
Yeah, a lot of great information sharing. Folks have shared from the smallest bit of information regarding paints or weathering or track laying or even just a sounding board for ideas. It really has been beneficial for a lot of folks that have been in those chats. And again, at $3 a month, that's it. And it gets you into all of those chats, plus all those benefits, plus the recognition on our website, and then the entry into the monthly giveaways. And thousands upon thousands of dollars has been given away since the start of the operating crew giveaways. It's been amazing. We've given away locomotives. We've given away control systems. We've given away electronics. We've given away so much in those giveaways. And it's been a lot of fun to make winners out of a ton of folks in the operating crew.
Oh, it's great. And, all our supporters and manufacturers who support the podcast, we can't do it without them. Having the operating crew to back us up and always be there. And as we said, the chats are worth it in itself.
All right, so $3 a month gets you in. It's that easy. Go to aroundthelayout.com/crew. Sign up. It's Patreon-driven support for the podcast. Helps the podcast stay on the rails and avoids all of those personal injury attorney commercials you may hear on other podcasts. I also want to take this time to thank everybody who has helped Around the Layout podcast grow by spreading the word about the podcast. If you hear something on the show that you find useful and think it could benefit a friend, please do us a favor and tell them about it. Share it with a friend in a message and help us continue to grow Around the Layout podcast. So thank you to those that have been doing that. And again, if you hear something new in a podcast that says, hey, that sounds like a buddy of mine, well, hey, do us a favor and share that as well.
And, it's all about spreading the community and sharing it across the whole modeling community.
So thanks everybody for letting us drop into your RSS feed today on a fifth Monday, the last Monday in June. Want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July here in the United States. It's a big one, our 250th birthday here in the U.S. So everybody celebrate safely. We'll have a new show on Thursday. We'll be talking to John Aerosmith. So tune in for that on Thursday. Make sure you check out our show notes aroundthelayout.com/247, where we'll share all the links, including the one to sign up for the operating crew, plus information on all of our events that are going on. Paul, thank you so much for joining me on this special edition of Around the Layout podcast.
Thanks, Ray. Always a pleasure. Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Around the Layout. Learn more about today's episode, check out past shows, and much more on our website, aroundthelayout.com. Show your support by becoming an operating crew member at aroundthelayout.com/crew. Follow us on social media, aroundthelayout.com/social. And send us your feedback, aroundthelayout@gmail.com. Thanks for hanging out with us around the layout.